I think I might get outside tonight, to be honest with you. Get outside. Let's get outside the car tonight. Let's see if this works. Which way should we go? Let's see. Not this way. Maybe that'll work. I don't like that. What's up, Alex? I'm trying to find a good angle. The sun behind me, that's gonna mess y'all up, huh? What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the nuke. Welcome to the nuke. National Unity Conference. National Unity Conference. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're gonna get started at the top of the hour. Guys, I got a new campaign for us. It's radical. Radical for you guys. I've been doing it forever. But I'll put the concept behind it. I actually got something we all can actually accidentally hit Siri. What's up, David? Boom. Beep up, bada boop. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Come on in. We get started at 7. What's up? What's up, Dennis? What's up, Daddy Shark? Daddy Shark, that's funny. Sweetie Pie, May Lee. I'm gonna try to say you guys' name while you guys come in. Georgia County, shout out Georgia. Browns, Wendell, what's up? Zachary, what's going on? Welcome to the National Unity Conference. Miguel, Ricardo, welcome to the National Unity Conference. Terry, Sierra, user 18. What's up, guys? What's up? We're going to get started at 7. What's up, Gary? What's up, Michael? What's up, Nicole? Shout out to all my new followers. Hello, hello, hello. I think we kind of built momentum with this thing, man. You guys were messaging, a couple of you guys messaged me that you're going to be here tonight, so I think that's cool. Really developing something. Let me get my glasses for a second. Beep, bop, bada, boop. Slightly. That's a little bit better. Not really. I'll probably go back in the car in a second. What's up, guys? What's up? We're going to get started at 7. Say hello when you come in. Say hello when you come in. Let me know if this is your first time at a National Unity Conference. I want to know how much recap I should do. Let me know if this is your first time here. Although all the recaps can be seen on the page. I think we put the recaps actually in the live, if I'm correct. We're going to get started at 7, though. 7, or at the top of the hour, wherever you're at. It's 6:56 where I'm at. So 4 minutes, we're going to get started. Go get something to eat. Go get some pen and paper. Go get whatever you're doing. Just go make yourself comfortable. Go get comfortable. We're going to get started in 3 minutes. Go do what you need to. Go run to the bathroom. We're going to be on here for about an hour, depending on how good the conversation goes. We had a pretty good conversation last night. Went for a little bit. Welcome to the National Unity Conference. Welcome to the nuke. This is the nuke. This is the nuke right here. We are World War III. That's what we are. That is what we are. This is the nuke. This is what they're afraid of. Unity. Right here. Right here. Coming together. Talking about our pro-human society without them. Making plans for our future without them. Talking about what we want with them not at the table. Right here. Right? Welcome to the National Unity Conference. We're going to get started at the top of the hour. It's 6:58 where I'm at. 2 more minutes. Nobody said anything about my haircut because most of y'all probably don't know me. We're going to get started at the top of the hour. Top of the hour, National Unity Conference. Welcome, 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 welcome. Michael, Ryder, Cheryl, welcome. User, all that. O'Neill, Robert, welcome, welcome, guys. We're going to get started. Say hello when you come in. Say hello so I'm not just talking to myself. Guys, I got a couple things. I got one thing I think is going to be... I'm going to try to get you guys behind it. I think... we're going to do it. I do it anyway. So if you're either going to do it or you're not. Right? But this is something that we can actually get power to listen to us. Because right now, power is not listening to us. We're protesting. We're doing a lot of things. But power is not listening to us. So we are going to make them listen, okay? Top of the hour, we're going to get into it. I'm going to give us the thing that's going to make power listen to us. We're going to force they're going to listen to us this year. We're not negotiating anymore. We're not hoping that they listen to us. We're not wishing that they listen to us. They're going to listen to us this year. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Top of the hour, one more minute. We'll get started. Oh, man. Almost 100 people in here before 7. This is crazy, y'all. I had, not last week, but the week before, 2 weeks ago, 32 followers. So the fact that there's like 80 people in here is like crazy. We'll get started right at the top. Say hello when you come in. Say hello. I don't really do all that corny stuff. Hit the like button, whatever. If y'all like it, y'all know where the like button's at. I'm not doing all that stuff, man. I think we got to get away from that. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight. If y'all like it, y'all like it. If y'all want to share it, y'all share it. We got to get into a reciprocal relationship where neither one of us are calling the other one to do something. All right, it's top of the hour. Welcome, guys, to the National Unity Conference. My name is Gabe the Great. I host these every night on TikTok. These are times where we come together as a nation, where we come together, and ultimately our goal is we're going to write a new constitution. People go, well, how could you do that? Why would you do that? Who's going to stop us? They not obeying the one we got now. So eventually we're going to get there. But first, we got to get united. Eventually, I was thinking about it. Something I want to do in the future as these things get more popular and these things get bigger. I actually want to bring people up from opposite sides. Like from the right and left, or man and woman. Like I want to do what Jubilee pretends to do. Right? Like I want to bring a couple of you guys up who are opposed and really see if we can unify. Because that's really, we can talk all day, but let's unify. And so what we talk about here at the National Unity Conference is we go, number one, we want a pro-human society. Okay? Pro-human. That means any system of oppression don't work for us. It's a goal. We're not saying it's going to be here tomorrow. We're not saying it's going to be here, but we are committed to the goal. We're going to pass that goal down to our children, which brings me to number 2. The second thing we are unifying behind at the National Unity Conference. I'm going to take my glasses off so you guys can see my eyes. I feel like a douche talking with my sunglasses on. The other thing we're going to focus on is that we are going to focus on our children. Okay, that's what we're uniting behind. The way the country is ran right now, I can't raise my children underneath these conditions, nor should I have to. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are uniting around a pro-human society. Number one, we are against all systems of oppression. Okay, if it suppresses the human spirit, we don't like it. You don't have to ask us our position on whatever ism, whatever phobia, whatever. If it suppresses the human spirit, we don't mess with it over here. Secondly, we are all united around our children. We want the best possible society for the greatest number of children. Okay, however you want to sectionalize the children by Christian, rich, poor, whatever, man, woman, everything in between. We want to build a society for people who can't build a society for themselves. Okay? All right. So welcome to the nuke. This is the nuke. This is what they're afraid of, us coming together. We're going to do this every night. Couple announcements. June 19th is my daughter's birthday, so we won't have one that night. Couple nights from now. June 29th is my birthday. Cash App a brother. June 29th is my birthday. So we probably won't be having a National Unity Night, but I may come on hella toasted. Because these guys are not going to stop me from loving my life. I don't care. They're not stopping me from loving my life. All right? Don't let them stop you from loving your life, okay? So June 19th, we won't have one. I'll be celebrating my daughter's birthday. June 29th, we won't have one. But if y'all want me on here, I'll come on here and we'll have a good time, okay? Now, before we jump into tonight we're going to talk about why words don't have meaning in our society, right? One of the big things for a lot of you guys follow me from my manifesto. I've been reading the Overman's Manifesto. That's my manifesto. One of the things that I talk about in here, and if you don't have your copy, link into the description of my bio in here. And if you don't have your copy, link into the description of my bio. First link, once you go on mercyformaya.com, okay? Mercyformaya.com. That'll have the Overman's Manifesto, okay? But one of the things we talk about, or I talk about in that manifesto, is how we have stripped meaning out of society. Nothing means anything. And we see it all the time. We see it when we see famous or wealthy people talk about, yeah, I sacrificed for all these riches, everything, and it wasn't worth it. Or we see all these people in positions of success, position of power, just look so empty. Or we don't even want to aspire to the things that they say that we should aspire to. Why? Because meaning has been stripped from society, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're even going to talk about Jesus. I'm not a Christian, but we're going to talk about Jesus in a positive way because I think Jesus gives us some great insight into why our society has no meaning. But before we do that, I'm going to talk about this now, and I'm going to talk about this at the end because I think we're going to have more people at the end. But one thing I want to talk about is this is something we can all do, okay? So right now, in the United States of America, most of us don't like Trump, okay? Most of us. Most of us are not satisfied with how the country's being ran, okay? Most of us, we're upset. That's why there's all these protests, because obviously Americans are upset. You don't have the largest protests in American history and then go, yeah, he's got approval, okay? Most of us don't like it. What a lot of people are planning to do, though, and they are going to have to go in the car because I'm losing battery. What a lot of us are planning on doing, and what the conversation is everyone's talking about the midterms. Oh, the midterms. We got to make them pay on the midterms. The midterms. Listen, we talked about last night where our leaders need to become our moral mirrors, okay? And so I want to caution everybody because you're about to do exactly what got us in this situation, right? When you talk to the average person who supports Trump, here's a challenge for you as someone who, if you don't support Trump, next time you engage with someone that does support Trump, ask them to talk about Trump for 60 seconds. Have them tell you why they like Trump for 60 seconds and they can't mention anybody else. What you're going to find is a lot of the reason that people don't actually like Trump, they just hate the other side. There's a constant contrasting, right? Trump can't even talk about himself without comparing himself to someone else, without making himself the victim. I'm going to turn around so the sun is not messing us up. Hold on. Let's get another spot. Is that cool? Yeah, that'll do. I got a tree right there. Okay, that's better. And so what's about to happen is the people who voted for Trump, a lot of them voted for hatred out of the other side. A lot of you guys are about to go do the exact same thing on the midterms. You are about to go shift left. You're about to go vote Democrat hardcore and encourage all your people to go vote Democrat. And guess what? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. Because if something was going to change, the Democrats would be changing it right now. So I want to caution everybody against just showing up to the midterms and voting left. This is the movement I'm starting today, and it's something that I have practiced. Abstaining your vote. Okay? Make them work for your vote. Don't show up to the voting polls. And I know that's counterintuitive to the Americans, because in America, it's we fought for the right to vote. All these people died for us to vote. And if you don't vote, you're part of the problem. Okay, let's just unemotionally think about that for a second. What do politicians want? Your votes, because they get their money from the billionaires. So what do they want? Your vote. If you're going to give them your vote, they have no incentive to do anything that you want. And so the problem that we get locked in is this, oh, well, if I don't vote Democrat, then I got to vote Republican. If I don't vote Republican, just don't vote. Someone's going to get picked regardless. You don't like either side right now. Your vote needs to become valuable to you. And it doesn't matter if everybody else outside tells you, oh, you're part of the problem and this and that. It's like, how? We have an electoral college system. Literally, my one vote is not going to change. Literally. Right? So, and I've been practicing this for years because the logic is this. Voting for the lesser of two evils is still voting for evil. And eventually, the most evil person wins. If you're voting for the lesser of two evils, you are still co-signing evil. A lot of the impact that you're going to make is not going to be boom, splash, monumental. Real revolution, real acts are small acts. Sometimes it's not even resistance. It's just standing still. I talk about this in the manifesto. We aren't looking for the calm in the storm. We are what calms the storm. We're the people who just go, yeah, we're not voting for either candidate. And we're not going to go back and forth with people. We're not going to, you need to do it. No, I'm just standing here. Neither one is good enough for me. Neither one. Everyone keeps going, well, the left doesn't do anything. The right doesn't do anything, because they don't have to. You're going to give them your vote anyway. They only want your vote. That's all they want. They don't want anything else from you. Just your vote. Don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. Say, you need to prove yourself before you get my vote. Show me you deserve it. And the issue is that can't be this isn't like a religion you can subscribe to. Because that's what everybody's looking for. Everybody's looking for some type of new ideology we all can get behind. And that's not what we need to do. What we need to do is actually celebrate diversity. We need to actually, the issue is not we all need to be behind the same thing. Is if we're all standing up, none of us are kneeling. If we're all standing up and going, neither one of you guys, neither party's good enough for me right now. This isn't good enough, guys. We trusted you, Democrats. We trusted you. This is not good enough. What we got going on, abstain your vote. That's all they want from you. You are not negotiating if you're just going to give them your vote anyway. What if the other side wins? Then you know what's going to happen. It's not going to be any better. And it may be a tad bit better. But at some point, we got to start demanding. We got to start putting our foot down. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that again at the end. OK, but this is how you get your politicians to actually listen to you. This is how you get power to listen to you. You ignore these guys. You make them know I have more important things to do with my life than to sit here and let you play in my face. I have more important things to do. How about start developing and voting for those we actually place? Yeah, listen, if somebody represents your morals and values, vote for them. I'm not telling you to not vote for the sake of not voting. I'm saying if you're looking at both sides and going, I don't believe in either one of you, actualize that. Actualize that you don't believe in both sides. Actualize that you don't actually think either one of these guys are for you. Abstain your vote. You don't have to do it publicly. But guess what? The polling numbers are going to speak to, because that's all they care about, right? They only care about money, and they only care about the polling numbers. So affect the polling numbers. That's how you do it. That's how you get them to answer you. That's how you get them to listen to you, the people. Stop, ignore them. Hey man, we don't care what y'all got going on. We're building something over here. We're building something in our own backyard. We're coming together. When y'all Democrats or y'all Republicans give us somebody that we can believe in, you got my vote. But I'm not giving away my vote because I'm supposed to vote. Okay, so we'll talk about that more at the end, okay? But let's talk about what we came here tonight at the Nuke National Unity Conference, okay? I'm going to go quicker, a little bit quicker tonight. But we're going to talk about why there's no meaning in our society and how language has played a big part in that. As you guys know, I had a video a day or yesterday maybe, and there's this thing going around. There's another guy who also uses Chat GPT to write, a black guy named Justin Scott. And a lot of people are going around, well, if you use Chat GPT, then you're not a real artist, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And AI, it negatively impacts the environment and da-da-da. And my response, and you guys have been seeing, I got a couple videos on it. My response is none of you guys believe that. Your words don't mean anything. And I want to really get to the root of this, of why in the United States of America, there's no meaning in our society. And it goes all the way back to the Constitution. When they talked about equality, that wasn't for me. Right? Like when they said equality in the Constitution, when they said liberty, when they said justice, that wasn't for me. They didn't mean equality. They didn't mean justice. They meant it for a select few. Right? Same thing with power. If you have that for 250 years, where you're just allowed to say things and they don't mean anything, you eventually end up with what America is. A place where we're all debating, we're all going back and forth, but nothing is being actualized. Nothing is being actualized. And this is where I want to kind of bring in Jesus, right? I'm not a Christian, but two things I believe. Well, three things I believe. One, I think Jesus is a great person to look at for wisdom and philosophy and moral relevance. Two, I'm not letting the Christians and the Jews hijack the Bible. If I want to read the Bible and use the Bible for my personal life, even though I don't subscribe to their religion, I'm going to do that. Okay. But three, we just need to learn how to use everything around us to learn more about ourselves, to learn more about the unknown. So everyone's, at least in America, pretty familiar with the Sermon on the Mount. In the Sermon on the Mount about Matthew 25, I believe verse 37, the context is like verse 35 through 37. But Jesus is talking about oaths. And he goes, hey, you've heard it said, don't swear by God, right? Don't make an oath to God. Don't swear by the temple or anything. And Jesus says, I'm going to take this a step further. It's not that you shouldn't swear by God. It's that let your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything else comes from the evil one. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything else comes from the evil one. What we got to start doing as people, we have got to make sure that when our leaders say things, it means something. And there's two ways to figure that out. One, is there evidence of it in their current life? Is there evidence of what you're talking about in your current life? And two, after you said it, will I be able to hold you accountable to it? So when I say words, you need to be able to know that I believe this and I plan to, it's either already actualized or it's on the way to being actualized. One of the issues that we deeply, deeply have is that our words don't mean anything because people are just allowed to obfuscate. People are just allowed to say things and nothing, and no one holds them accountable. This is why I was talking about abstaining your vote. The abstaining your vote is you guys have lied to me too many times, right? When you begin to take this to heart, right? When you begin to take this to heart that, wait, you guys' words need to mean something. And when you guys lie to me, when you guys tell me you're for me, but then my life doesn't get materially better, there's a disconnect here. You didn't mean what you said. And if we continue to give meaningless people who haven't created meaning and who don't mean the words that they say, if we continue to give them power, we're going to continue to have a hollow society. And that's what we have right now in the United States of America. We have a hollow society. A lot of things are hollow. We feel hollow when we go to work. We feel hollow when we get on the phone. We feel hollow when we see things happen in real life. Like we have a hollow when we get on the phone. We feel hollow when we see things happen in real life. Like we have a hollow society. Okay, and it's because words don't mean anything. But I love this thing that what Jesus says. He says, let your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything else comes from the evil one. Here's what you begin to understand when you really take that to heart. The first thing you're going to start doing when you're like, okay, what I say has to mean something. I have to mean what I say and say what I mean. The first thing you're going to start doing is you're going to stop talking as much. That's the first thing you're going to stop doing. And that's good. That's healthy. These phones have made us believe that if we pick up the phone and have an opinion and get some dopamine hits from the like button, that we have said something, right? I cannot base the words that come out of my mouth based upon you guys' approval. Like, I've gotten 30 hearts since I've been on here. I don't care what y'all say. The stuff that I'm saying is really, really good and really, really helpful because I can actualize it. And if we all actualize it, it will help. So it's one of these things where in our society, we think that if I pick up a phone and everybody approves of it, that means something. It only means that everyone likes it. People like what you say. It doesn't mean that your words have meaning. So one of the first things you're going to do when you start to, when you take this to heart of taking your own personal words seriously, you stop talking. Because then you start to realize, because I need to care about my words, I can't care about everything. I can't care about everybody, every issue, every day. I can't do it. I have to choose what's important to me, right? And so one of the things you do is when you take to heart, my yes is yes, my no is no. One of the things you start doing is you stop caring about a bunch of stuff. This is good. As I said earlier, it's not that we all need to stand for the same thing. It's that we all need to stand for something. We all need to stand for something. Because as long as all of us are standing for something, none of us are bending the knee. If your thing is capitalism, fight that. Actualize it. But don't be on here talking about capitalism and feminism and this and that. If you want to fight for the birds or for the animals or for social injustice, make it specific. Me, I am fighting for the children. I am starting a movement united around the children. You're not going to distract me with capitalism. You're not going to distract me with feminism. You're not going to distract me with racism. That's not my bag. And this is our problem. We now, and you see it online, everybody takes these morally high grounds with, you don't care about this. It's like what I say about the AI. Like when people come at me and go, you're a part of the problem. You don't believe that. Because if you thought I was a part of the problem, you would solve it. Right? Like, you don't believe it. We have so many people in society saying extreme stuff to the point extreme stuff is null now. We have people in power who just lie, and it means nothing because lying doesn't mean anything in our society. Because we have a hollow society, so everyone's trying to fill themselves with everything. And so it's one of these things where we've got to learn to, like, okay, I'm going to let my yes be yes and no, no. So number one, that means I'm going to stop talking about everything, right? If feminists got a problem with me, listen, my contribution to feminism and black issues is doing my best to raise 3 black girls. That's what I do. That's how I contribute to feminism and fight racism. But my movement is being built for the children. That's what I'm here to do. You go, and we need that. I need someone who's really good at fighting these other parts of oppression because I can't do everything. And that's what we're asking for a lot of our leaders. It's one of the reasons why I say when we get the new America, I want to elevate the role of the state governor. We have too much power concentrated in the federal government. All of us need the federal government should exist to help the states and deal with our foreign policy and other stuff, like minor stuff in between. We don't need to get in the weeds, but the major things, right? But it's one of these things where it's like we have got to localize our problems. And their issue is everybody's caring about everything instead of you caring about one thing or something or this and that. That's what's going to help us. That's when our words start meaning something. We start going, there's so many conversations I just opt out of, right? People ask me, what do you think about the trans issue? I really don't think about it, man. I defer to the experts. That becomes your default. What do you think about feminism? I defer to the experts, man. I did. What do you think about the left's agenda? I defer to the experts, man. That's not my bag. right? That's not my bag. That's not what I'm here on earth to fight for. I'm here on earth to fight for my child. I'm here on the earth to fight for children. There are other people who know that, and they know it better than me. Go to them. Go to them, right? It's why if you go on my YouTube channel, Gabe the Great, if you go on my YouTube channel, in my description, I have other what I call resistant tubers, and there are other people who make resistant content like me. I'm not a Christian, but I tag a Christian resistant tuber. Hey, if you want the Christian perspective, hey, if you want a journalist, hey, if you want a historian, these are the people you go to. And I want a society where they do that to me. Hey, man, if you want to know about leadership, hey, man, if you want to know about, starting movements, if you want to know about, igniting people, public speaking, you go to Gabe. And I'm gonna tell the people, hey, if you want to know how to fight for the animals or the dolphins or the children or the disabled, you go there. You go there. That's what we need. We don't need to see, because that's the trap that we're in right now. We have a society where power is consolidated into one part. And I just finished the manifesto today, by the way. But the last part of the manifesto talks about how we're trying to contain infinity. There's too many of us. No one person can solve all of our issues. Not one person can solve all of our issues. It sounds amazing. Sorry, it's getting late. Yeah, I'm going to do a recap tomorrow morning. So every day, so if you guys got to go, follow me. And every morning I give an update. So I give like a 3 to 5 minute update of this. So if you guys got to go, but I appreciate the support. I really, really do. And that's the other thing I want to share with you guys. It's like when you focus yourself, like me, I'm starting a revolution for the kids. I'm starting a pro-human society. Every aspect of the journey feels great. I got one of my friends, cutest son. We're great friends, but it's just like every part of the journey, like we've been watching me go from like 30 to 2,000. And if you would have heard us talk behind the scenes, you would think that I've hit like 1 million subs. Because every part of the journey is so amazing, because I don't care about everything. I care about this thing. And so I want my words to mean something. So the number one thing that you'll start to do when you want your words to mean something is you'll stop caring about a lot of stuff. Okay. I've talked about we've hollowed out language into empty performance, right? That's a lot of debates. That's Jubilee. That's a lot of all your debate shows. That's language is performative now. So my comeback to people all the time is, you don't really believe that. Your words have to be backed up by your life, right? Your words have to be backed up by your life. Because when you start to live out conviction, when you start to live out what you believe, you begin to understand how difficult that is. You begin to understand like, oh my gosh, it's actually kind of hard to actualize something that's not here. Like, this takes work. Like, no, you can't just throw it on the internet and blow up overnight, right? That's not just how it works. I would love if that worked that way. And that's how the system wants you to think. The system wants you to think, yeah, people just pop up overnight. No, I've studied a lot of these viral things. People be going at it for months and months and months and months just because, like, again, a lot of you guys know me from either one or two videos, the white supremacy video or the authenticity video. I just uploaded my 98th video of the manifesto, right? I uploaded my 98th video of the manifesto, right? And so it's a day in, day out, day in, day out. So I'm going to make a video in the future, and that video is going to be the one that takes me over 10,000 or takes me over 100,000 or whatever. I probably haven't even made the video yet. But if I stop because I'm like, oh man, I don't have enough hearts, or I don't have enough subs, or I don't have enough whatever. If I just get discouraged because I'm actually here to perform and my words don't mean anything, right? My words don't mean anything to me, right? Then what ends up happening is you get burnt out and we end up in this performative thing. It's like, what do followers mean on TikTok? What does the word follower mean anymore? People aren't following, people aren't leading. People are just gaining followers for their own ego. People talking to the phone so they can get dopamine hits, so they can feel like people care about them, right? If you want to feel like people care about you, go do something that impacts the people. Go be with the people. Go care about the people, right? But now we can get on our phones, say some things, it goes viral, and we've tricked now we got all these followers, but that word doesn't mean anything. You're not leading them anywhere. So if I have followers, I want to lead y'all somewhere. And what I'm trying to lead everybody is we got to put our foot down for our children. Our words have to mean something. That's how you resist. You don't resist by we're going to go marching in the streets and we're going to do this and that. No. Individual. If we're all standing for something, none of us are bending the knee. That is it. So if you find passion in this, join me. Let's go. If you find passion in something else, make it real, make it meaningful, and make your words mean something. Your words got to mean something to you, right? I've committed myself to this path. This isn't I'm going to hop off this because I don't get enough support, or I'm trying to figure out, okay, I've gone through my manifesto. What do I have now, right? What do I do now? I didn't even this wasn't part of my journey. These national unity conferences, that wasn't part of my original idea, but I committed to a path. And so doors opened up and I saw things differently that I wouldn't have saw. I was like, wait a second. Everyone's talking about unity. Why don't I just be the one to unify? Why don't I just bring people in and really tie people into the spiritual aspect, to the internal aspect of what we're all feeling? What we're all feeling is a spiritual emptiness to our country. We're having a national nihilistic moment. We're going through a national existential crisis right before our eyes, right? Why don't I unify people behind that? Why don't I create something that everybody can come to, get healing, get direction? Okay, National Unity Conference, right? The National Unity Conference came from because I was like, man, people are telling me I'm really good at speaking. I know I'm good at speaking. Man, if I could get Madison Square Garden, man, I'd change the world. And then I stopped and I said, wait, why don't I just do it right here? I'm not going to wait for Madison Square Garden to call me. I got a phone. It's 11, 12 people right now. Cool. But because I've committed to the path, it means something to me. The 12 people here mean something. It was a couple thousand the other night. I don't care, bro. All of this means something to me. And the reason why I'm like that is because I make sure I don't care about everything. There's a lot of stuff I don't care about. Most stuff I don't care about. 80% of the stuff in life, I have no strong opinions on whatsoever. I have no strong opinions about it either way. I defer to the experts. I defer to the people in that field, right? There's so much. Yeah, there's a lot going on, bro. Our brains are literally designed for us to block information out. We're not supposed to do all this, right? And so that'll bring to my last point. Real leadership requires conviction. So this is why I said in the beginning about abstaining your votes. If the only thing the politicians want from you, because they get their money from the billionaires, the only thing they want from us is our vote. Make them work for it. You do not show up to the voting booth because it's your constitutional right to vote. And when y'all get people good enough for me to vote for, I will vote. Abstain your vote. If you want to let the left and the right know that you're unsatisfied with them, don't give them anything. Now we can negotiate. Your politicians don't have to negotiate your vote. You must make the politicians negotiate with you. The billionaires are going to give them money, right? But when you commit to a path, when your word means something, when you say, I'm going to do this, and that means something to you, stopping is not an option. So you come up with a new idea. You go, wait a second. Okay, they're not listening to us. Money controls everything. Okay, but there's got to be something we can do. There's got to be something we can do. Wait a second. What happens if, let's say it's not even a couple million? What if it's not even a couple million? What if it's just in one district? What if one district in this country, one state in this country saw the voting numbers go from maybe they're expecting 200,000 people and 80,000 people show up? You think the people in that district, not only that, but it's going to open the eyes of people who like were sitting on the sideline. We're like, wait a second. The numbers are dropping. That means nobody is satisfied. This gives me an opportunity. Right? We have to actualize it. We don't know what comes after if we don't vote. But what we do know is that, at least I feel like we know pretty strongly, swinging left in light of what's happening is not going to work. Just like swinging right in light of what happening didn't work, right? We can say vote red, but I don't know. I can't say that. Oh, okay, we got a Trump guy. That's cool. I can't say I'm not confident. I am not confident in either the left or the right now. So I'm abstaining my vote. Anybody who got a problem with that literally has a problem with my consciousness. You're asking me to violate my conscience to fulfill an American duty. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't feel good about anybody. I don't feel good about either side right now. So I'm withholding my vote. When they give me somebody good, I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils, because the two political parties can only offer me evil. That's their problem. That's not my problem. I'm going to figure out how to self-actualize locally. I want to see a purple party for the people. Yeah, exactly, right? And listen, because I'm really working hard on this, right? I'm really working hard on this. I don't want men and women's sports, so I vote red. I'm going to be honest, bro. You don't believe that. I hear what you're saying. Okay, I'm gonna tackle it right now. This is another one of those. You remember how I say like I don't have strong opinions on these? When it comes to the trans people in women's sports, I defer to the experts and say ask the women. That's what I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that's how you solve that issue. Men ain't worried about trans people coming in their sports. This is that, to me, I could be wrong. And maybe the experts say I'm wrong. But to me, I'm like, bro, this don't concern men. Men ain't worried about no trans man coming over here dominating our sport. What I feel like, I understand we can't discriminate, but at the same time, we can't act like this ain't something real. But yeah, I defer to the experts. Yeah, I think the contact sports, we gotta look at, especially because I've seen some stuff that's like, But yeah, our leaders have gotta have conviction, right? Our leaders have gotta have convictions. Our leaders have gotta reflect our morals, okay? This is why we go, listen, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, man. I'm not voting for you. I'm not voting for you. I'm going to actualize here. I don't need the government to tell me my worth. I don't need the government to tell me what rights I have, right? I don't need the government to tell me who I am as a person. I know how to self-actualize. I know how to be my own person. I know how to be a good father. I know how to get on here and speak and do, man. I know how to do that. So if y'all on some BS, y'all gonna stay on BS over there. But you're not conning me out of my vote anymore. I'm not giving myself false hope this November, next November, 4 years. I'm not giving myself false hope. You have betrayed me over and over and over and over again. No, you don't get my vote. That's how you put your foot down. It's not always this radical. Again, you don't need to know what comes next to know what you know right now. And a lot of us know deep in our spirit, neither side is working for us. And again, this is why I get us focused on the children, the future. Remember, if we don't put our foot down, the future has to put their foot down. They don't have a choice. Because humans are going to survive. And the reality of it is, some humans, most humans, can't survive. I believe no humans really can survive under white supremacy. Can survive on a government that says one thing on paper, but does another thing in real life. Most humans can't survive. At some point, they're going to put their foot down because humans have to survive. They have to survive. And if we can't survive underneath a system, we're going to figure it out. This is why people go, don't be violent, don't be da-da-da. It's like, guys, when in human history have the humans just rolled over? Humans don't just roll over and just, man, power. This is a new thing. This is a new thing that we do. They don't do that. Humans have to survive. So my thing is like, we know the issue. We know the problem. It's just time to actualize it. And I think one of the things that I'm going to start pushing from here on out is abstain your vote. Make them work for your vote. If you don't believe in them, just abstain. You don't need to explain to anybody. Course the system. That's the other thing I want to talk about before I get off here. The system. We keep talking about the system. I asked somebody today, what's the address of the system? Somebody give me the system's address. So where's the button we can press for the system? What do we think the system is? The system is how we think. That's the system. The system is right here. When people talk rebellion against the system, you talking about your mind. You talking about how you engage with power. That's the system. Engage with power differently on a go forward basis, right? If you want to change the system, you can't keep doing what the system tells you to do. And you better expect people who are still in the system and people who still abide by the system, you better expect their resistance. People have been telling me for years, oh, you're part of the problem because you don't vote. How? Nobody who's in there is my fault. It ain't my fault y'all voted for that. And I'm also not sitting on the sideline complaining. I'm active. I'm doing something. Right? Oh, it's your American duty to vote. Y'all ain't giving me nobody good to vote for. Yeah, but you got to vote for... No, I don't. Watch me. What you gonna do? You got to stand. You got to stand. Again, if we're all standing for something, none of us are bending the knee. Okay? Yeah, no problem, Stimmy. We're gonna be here every night. Like I said, June 19th is my daughter's birthday. I won't be here. June 29th is my birthday. If I am here, I'm gonna be lit. They not stopping me from having fun, bro. You get one life. I was thinking about this today. Now I'm just rambling. So if y'all gotta go, or if y'all just want to hang out for a little bit before I go back in with the girls. One of the things I was thinking about today is one of the issues that we have in our society, in American culture, is that we don't accept death. Like we just do not accept that we're gonna die. And I think that's why we chase all these fantasies and all these success. It's like death is a part of it, right? Oh, appreciate y'all. I think death is a part of it. And that's one of the things that we're missing in our society. We need to accept that we're going to die. I get one life as far as I know. This is all I get. And even when the world is falling apart, listen, bro, once this ride's over, it's over. It's done. It's done, man. It's done. Once this is over, it's done. I can't wait for power to get on my page. I got to do what I can do. Afraid of mortality, and it drives us deep into the you're gonna die, man, and it's okay. It's perfectly okay. We're all gonna pass. This is why I say do not consent to living in fear. And that's the other thing about death, bro. Nobody knows when they could die. I could be on here today starting a revolution, bro. Tomorrow I could like step on a nail and like something, I don't know, bro. I could trip, I could get hit. Like death just comes anytime, any place, I don't know when that stuff's coming. So I cannot sit here and just like constantly live in fear. My nervous system constantly hijacked because of the people in power. You got to take a step back and go, it's time to self-actualize. If the world is going to hell, I'm going to self-actualize my part. I tell people this all the time. A big reason why I come online is because the history is going to continue without us. That's the other thing Americans don't get. History is 3D, 1. 2, you're not writing your country's story by yourself. Other countries are filming us in real time. And so when our great-grandchildren come back to remember this time, they're going to look at every excuse we had. But they're going to summarize it differently, though. Right? Everyone thinks they know. This is why I talk about the unknown so much. It's okay to not know. We're not gonna know what truly happened with this period until we get to our grandchildren and great grandchildren, and they're able to reflect back on this period. They're able to see the outcome of it, and then they continue to write the story, just like we're continuing to write the story about America. You know, so it's one of these things where, listen, I one day I'm going to pass the baton off. It is what it is. Every American needs to accept that and stop trying to like get it right. I gotta be right. I gotta be right. Nah, man, I'm gonna be wrong, man. I'm gonna be wrong, and that's part of the human life, man. I put a thing on Facebook the other day where I said villains are excused for being who they are, or villains get forgiven for being who they are, but leaders get crucified for being human. And that's a big problem in our society. Today we talked about why there's no meaning in our society, and why it's important for us to keep our word, and why when you start holding yourself accountable to what you say, one, you stop caring about a lot of stuff, and that's actually good. Oh, the quote is villains get forgiven. Wait, what'd I say? Villains get forgiven for who they are, but leaders get crucified for being human. Right? And it's like, we will forgive a liar all day long, but the second somebody noble comes up, we start tearing down all their humanity. Oh, they're not perfect. This is one of the reasons why the left just can't compete with the right. The right figured it out. Like, a lot of people don't I see this thing way differently than a lot of people. I think there are some areas where the right is ahead of the left, and I think there's some area where the left is ahead of the right. Exactly. People these days do not. And the problem is our government, our government is the main culprit, right? I'm going through it right now. I lost custody over my kids because the government can't keep their word, right? My daughter got abused by her special education teacher. I went to sue the school district for $564 million. Had a custody hearing a few months later, and the judge who presided over my custody hearing was the senior partner at the school district's law firm. Broke every law in the book in front of my face. Every single one. I'm talking about my ex lied. I called her in the act. We're currently right now in the Oregon Court of Appeals. I'm on child support. I lost my home. And so for me, I look at a lot of this stuff and I go, listen, man, I'm here fighting for the kids. I'm here fighting because people don't keep their word, man. Right? People don't keep their word, and the government is the main culprit. We want a neutral law. That's what infuriated me. It is infuriating. The most infuriating part, bro, was my ex's lawyer. Like, I was just better at lawyering than him. Like, he didn't know the case. His questions were all over the place. That is what infuriated me. Even when I found out that my daughter got abused, what infuriated me was the illusion was broken for me. And that's what a lot of people, it has to happen for people. You have to smash the illusion. I want to believe that the people above me are more intelligent than me. They're more powerful than me. They got more character than me. I want to believe that. But when I found out that my daughter got abused, I realized the people in power are idiots. They're not more intelligent than me. They don't work harder than me. It is literally white supremacy. Like, there's no other explanation. They didn't get there off merit. They didn't get, like, I was so upset because even the way they conspired, it wasn't the way an intelligent person would conspire. I got this lawsuit right now that I'm in with, and I appreciate, thank you. I appreciate the apologies and everything. I even got this court case right now with this guy where it's like, dude is just lying. And it's like, bro, I'm annoyed by it. I'm annoyed that these people just get to do this just over and over and over. And the rest of us just got to sit here and deal with it. Right? It's like one of the things, One of the things I said that if I ever do get power, one of the first things I want to implement in society is something called a justifiable act of aggression. Oh yeah, we're deep in the rants. We're deep in the yaps. Come on, let's go. All right, justifiable act of aggression, okay? I got this idea from two things. Police brutality and my daughter's case, right? I don't like the way that if the government fears for their life, they can implement the death penalty without a trial. That's all a justifiable homicide is. We can dress it up in language. We can dress it up in procedure. But I don't like the fact that when the state fears for their life, they can give you the death penalty without a trial. And from your death, from from the deathbed, they now litigate the person who killed you. I don't like that. And the idea is, I got it from that. So it's like, okay. So, and again, I'll be the first to say, I don't know all the legalities of justifiable homicide, because to be honest, it shifts from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. And to be honest, the government doesn't keep their word anyway. But the concept is the state can take, justifiable acts of violence if it feels threatened. But then when my daughter got abused, the person who did it is like a 70-year-old lady. I'm like, bro, like, if I could just run my fade, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're done. I would feel great about that, because like, now the rest of the community knows who this person is. Now the rest of the community knows if you mess with that guy's child, there's consequences. Now the rest of the community knows we need to be on alert for our own child, right? Here's the idea with justifiable act of aggression. It's not a catch-all. It's not a like, oh, I'm going to beat up somebody and, justifiable act of aggression. There are certain elements you need to prove to get this justifiable act of aggression, either plea or defense, right? And it will probably work as a plea. There's 3 elements. One, you got to be able to show that you were responding to a defenseless person being mistreated, right? So for instance, domestic violence, obviously not justifiable act of aggression. Your Honor, permission to run the fade. Somebody cut you off, that's not a justifiable act of aggression. I'm talking about, one, the person has to be defenseless. Mainly children, people with mental and physical disabilities, and the elderly. These people currently in the United States of America have no recourse under law. And a lot of people don't realize that, because in our justice system, it's innocent until proven guilty. But children, right? And I have this in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals right now. Case number 24-789. You can go look at my pleading. I'm fighting this right now in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. If I win this, it's going to open up the court for 60 million Americans. So I've been on this tip for a while. But right now, children have no way, because we live in innocent until proven guilty. Children can't prove innocence or can't prove guilt, right? Because children right now are required to have a lawyer to go to court. Like, as a parent, you can't appear for your child in court. That makes no sense, because lawyers cost money. There is one class of people that are not permitted to earn wages: children. We're making the one class of people in this country hire lawyers just to have their rights adjudicated. So here you have this class of people that already can't stand up for themselves. Children. They can't stand up for themselves because they're children. But now the government is requiring them to get a lawyer. Now, never mind. The legal system is intentionally complex for the sole purpose of frustrating us, right? And slowing down justice. What I'm saying is, we now have the technology where if you are a parent with some willpower, you can get on Google, you can get on ChatGPT, you can get on YouTube, you can go buy books, Like the first thing I did when I realized I wasn't going to get a lawyer, I went and I bought books for the LSAT. I was like, fine, forget it. I'm gonna go to get my law degree. If y'all telling me my daughter can't get anything until I get a lawyer, right? You can only be ageist legally against old folks, young people. Exactly. So okay, let's get the old people in a second. Okay, so children, they can't prove guilt. Mentally and physically disabled people, obvious reasons they will not be able to prove guilt. My daughter's nonverbal and autistic. There's no way she can prove guilt. So in an innocent until proven guilty society where you're not allowing children to be represented by their parent, the only children who have rights, the only disabled people who have rights are the wealthy ones, are the people with wealthy family members. Okay, let's go to the elderly people. Okay, again, innocent till proven guilty. The legal system is too complex for anybody. Everybody needs a lawyer. The elderly's best earning days are behind them. If you are old and you don't have retirement, you can be perpetually abused. You can be perpetually taken advantage of. Like, bro, I hate, this is sidebar, not to do with this, but it does have to do with old people. I hate going to Target and Walmart and seeing like our elderly people working in Target and Walmart. I feel like that's very immoral of our society, that a lot of our older people have to go back to work in their old age. Like, our society is broken in that way. But going back to what we're talking about, you have three classes of people that do not have the ability to prove guilt: children, people who are mentally and physically disabled, and the elderly people. Their ability to prove guilt in our system is greatly either reduced or impossible. This is why I say even some of the lawyers are dumb. Yes. Hiring a lawyer guarantees you nothing except your money is going from their bank account from your bank account to theirs. It doesn't guarantee you a win. It doesn't guarantee you anything. So we got these three classes of people: children, mentally and physically disabled, and elderly people who can be perpetually victimized, and there's no real practical means of adjudication except a justifiable act of aggression. What that means is this: you do something to my child, I lay the paws on you. They come arrest me for assault. My defense is, Your Honor, I want to enter a justifiable act of aggression plea. If I can prove that I was in close relationship to somebody who was a defenseless person, and I acted in a reasonable way in a reasonable amount of time, my act of aggression was in the interest of justice. Does that make sense to you guys? So it's not reckless violence. It's not just, I don't like you, I'm gonna hit you, Your Honor, justifiable act of aggression. No, you have to prove, right? And I'm even willing to go as far to be like, the person putting in the plea is already copping to the assault. I did the assault. I'm not saying I didn't do it, but I'm saying it was justified. I'm saying it's in the interest of justice that when you have children, when you have people who are mentally and physically disabled, when you have the elderly and they have no practical way for adjudication, the only way to get the bad guys in the courtroom is to lay paws on them, right? And then it forces, because the government has to come get you because you did something, you committed a crime, technically, you assaulted someone. Now you can drag the person who committed the original offense into court, and it goes, I can prove that they did this to my child, or I can prove that they did this to grandma, or I can prove that they did this to whatever. Exactly. We can own our actions. I did it, but I had a good reason to do it. Exactly. And again, I'm a big on localize. So what is a reasonable act of aggression in Texas may be totally different, a reasonable act of aggression in Oregon, which may be a totally different reasonable act of aggression in New York. But I want to know that. I want to know, hey, if I live in Texas and somebody, sexually takes advantage of my daughter, I want to know, how far can I go? Maybe in Texas goes, you can take them out. But in California, they go, you can't take them out, but you can lay paws on them. We need to know that. And it needs to be clear to all of us. And with the way our common law system works, this is going to allow us to bring so many bad guys just don't, they never see, we never see justice from them, because there are whole classes, millions of people who their rights cannot be adjudicated. Children, the only class of people in this country who cannot legally earn wages, are required to hire an attorney to have their rights adjudicated. That doesn't make sense. Parents need to be able to stand up for their kids. Parents need to be able to represent their children in court, because when I'm representing my child in court, I'm literally representing me. That's 50% of my DNA, bro. Like, I'm literally representing myself. Like, yes, we're two separate entities, but my minor child? You telling me I can't represent my minor child in court? Right? Yeah, I appreciate you laid the groundwork with this for someone to defend someone else, not just exactly. Because that's the idea of it. It's the idea of the community. One of the things that we have, and I'm going to go here in a little bit so I can get back with my kids. But one of the things here that we have a problem with in our society is we talk a lot about rights. Rights. It's our right to do this, our right to do this. What about our civic duty? What responsibilities do we have to each other? I feel like if I send my kid to school and you see my kid get abused by somebody, you have a responsibility to, at minimum, tell me or lay pause on that person. You cannot abuse a child in front of me. I don't care whose child it is. I'm coming to the defense. You can't do it. You can't do it, bro. I just won't allow it. I will not allow you to harm a child in front of me. And so people like me need to be protected, because we are actually good for society. You need to let people like me and people like y'all go put pause on people. We don't care. Come arrest me. I did the assault. Yes, I put pause on him. They did this. I can prove it. Right? I can prove it. I can prove that they did something that was worthy of the act of aggression. Again, justifiable act of aggression. If you can prove that you are acting for a defenseless person, you're in close relationship. Again, it's not, oh, I heard about this on TV, so I drove to California and, took out a teacher because I heard about him. Nah, that's not a justifiable act of aggression, partner. Nah, it's got to be someone that you're in close relationship with, right? And it doesn't have to be family. It can be friend. You could be a caregiver. But you got to be in close relationship, and you got to act in a reasonable amount of time. So it's not like I heard my child got abused on today and then I plot for 7 months. That's not a justifiable act of aggression, homie. Nah, that's just you plotting, right? But what this is going to allow, this actually gets the bad guys in court. Because right now we can't get the bad guys in court. Like the bad guys have been running the system, so they've created all these laws to prevent us from getting them into court. Because once they're in court, they got to do something with it now. It's public record. They got to do something with it. So it was fun yapping. Yeah, that's premeditated battery. Yeah, you can't do that. It's got to be in a reasonable amount of time. But again, that's where I want local communities. What is reasonable amount of time? Right? What is it within 24 hours? Is it within a week? Is it within 48 hours? I think that's got to be decided locally, right? But I think the idea needs to go into effect. I think the idea is because automatically, if every single person knows if you do wrong by a defenseless person, somebody could put hands on you. They're not putting hands on defenseless people. That's going to stop so much oppression, because most of the people who oppress, they're weak. They're weak, right? This is why what rights did they come after, right? They haven't started coming after openly, not openly. They ain't start openly coming after black people's rights. We fight back and we win. They ain't openly start coming. They're going after undocumented people. People who can't speak up for themselves. They're taking away Job Corps. They're taking away all the defenseless people. They're getting them, right? Because if the government cuts them off, now we won't be able to fight the government because we got to take away with them. We should have this gray area. There's plenty of that in our legal system. Exactly. All right. Hey, I'm going to get in the house. I'm going to go spend a little bit of time with my daughters. We'll be back here tomorrow night. If you missed it, I will have a recap. But what we talked about tonight, very briefly, we have to make our words mean something. Yeah, no problem. We have to make our words mean something, okay? Let your yes be yes. Let your no, no. When you start doing that, you're going to stop caring about a lot of stuff. You're not broken. You're on the right path. All of us don't need to stand for the same thing. However, if we all stand for something, none of us are bending the knee. And if none of us are bending the knee, that's how you fight power. You can only fight power when we're all standing up. So words start to mean something to you. So you don't need to say it all the time. You don't need to get on the phone and give your opinion every single time. Sometimes you don't need to have an opinion, even if your opinion is better than other people. That's awesome, bro. I love hearing that. Then that makes my work worth it, man. Because you're going to go do something that I can't do. You're going to go touch somebody I can't touch. You're going to go impact the world in a way that I can't impact the world. And that's all we need. That's all we need right there. I'm doing things from my position that other people can't do. You're going to do things from your position that other people can't do, okay? I'll give you guys a recap in the morning. I finished the manifesto, so all 98 parts are up. I don't know where I'm going to post from here on out, but I've started a movement, so here we are. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.